Good morning, duelists. It is the best duelist in the world, Phoenix here, and I'm here because we just got some new sets released. So I'm going to be opening up some of them. If I get enough stuff, I'm going to make a deck, might do a couple games with it, and I just want to see all the new stuff. Like that, new gate option. What is it? What's the new thing? Sacred Phoenix. Alright. That could be something fun to do later, but that is later. Now is now. That means I need to look at the shop. True King of All Calamity, new icon, new dual field, the Desolate Temple. It's alright. Still prefer Realm of Danger, which is the one I use. But the main reason we're here is because there is the new Exo-Sister cards that got released, along with the card that I was waiting for to partner with them in the way I run it, with Majestic Conflict Calamity and other Majestic cards, because they're all level 4 spellcasters, and that's what we call synergy. So, without further ado, let's buy some packs. Nice, got 3 rainbows. Let's see what I get. Nice! First pack, already got a Michaelis. Also got Irene and a Sophiel. Along with a couple more rockets, which I guess they threw a couple of the older rockets in this pack. And also, unrelated, but one that I just think is cute, just a little thing. Little snake. Adorable. But, moving on. We have another Sophiel, Starry Night CL, Reptilian Ramifications, Agent Creation Venus. I might do an agent deck. A buddy of mine actually used to run agents when they were first out about the same time as Dragunity. And they've always held sort of a fond little place in my heart pit. So maybe, just maybe, I'll do something with that. Oh, this will be big. Majesty Hyperion? 2 Majesty Hyperions. Let's take a look at this guy. Level 8 Dark Fairy. 2100 attack, 2700 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard by banishing the agent monster from your hand, field, or graveyard. You can only special summon Majesty Hyperion once per turn this way. Any battle damage you take from battles involving your fairy monsters is also inflicted to your opponent. Once per turn, you can banish 1 fairy monster from your hand or graveyard, target 1 card in either graveyard, banish it. If Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in the graveyard, you can use this effect up to twice per turn. I don't know if that effect is actually super strong, banishing cards that are in the graveyard, because it's not a quick effect. If it was, it would definitely be bigger, but I don't know, maybe they just didn't feel like giving the agent cards that much strength. But still, cool that I got 2 in a pack. Let's see what we got this time. Master Flair Hyperion. Level 10 Light Fairy Synchro Monster. 3200 attack, 2600 defense, so that is 500 more attack and defense than his normal Hyperion body. Effect. You can send one of the agent monster or one monster that mentions Sanctuary in the Sky from your hand, deck, or extra deck to the graveyard. Until the end phase, this card's name becomes that monster's original name, and replace this effect with that monster's original effects. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can banish 1 fairy monster from your hand or graveyard, target 1 card in the field, banish it. You can only use each effect of Master Flair Hyperion once per turn. See, that is a quick effect to banish cards, which is bigger. So this is clearly the better version of Hyperion. Nothing really stands out from this pack to me. What do you do? Mini Boral. 2 rocket monsters. If you control a Boral Link monster while this card's in your graveyard, you contribute 1 Link 3 or lower monster, special summon this card, but it cannot be used as material for the Link summon of a monster with the same Link rating as the tributed monster. Hello, Card Game Mercenary. Thanks for stopping by. We're just opening up some packs. Might do some games later, depending on what I get. really standing out from this, but I do like the artwork on Outburst Dragon. If you control a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, then destroy all other monsters you control. Also, you can't special summon monsters except dark monsters while this card is face up in the monster zone. So that's pretty easy to do with rockets. I'm pretty sure they're all dark. Once per chain, during your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect. Immediate active effect resolves. Link summon one Dragon Link monster using materials you control, including this card. You can only use each effect of Outburst Dragon once per turn. Alright, so it's like a IP Masquerena, but, you know, you're kind of locking yourself into dark monsters. Not terrible, not amazing. Probably has some niche uses. Don't think I'm going to slide it into my Boral deck, though, because I'm pretty happy with the way it is. Oh, we got something. Ah, Executor of the Underworld Pluto. Level 5, Dark Fairy, Synchro and Tuner, requiring one tuner and one or more non-tuners, and is treated as an agent card. Once per turn, you can banish one monster from your graveyard, target one effect monster on the field, change it to face-down defense position, so as a Book of Moon effect. This is a quick effect if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in either graveyard, so having Sanctuary in the Sky in the graveyard is a nice way to get that bonus while not having to worry about actually having a field spell active. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one the Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use the effect of Executor of the Underworld of Pluto once per turn. Alright. That's a little Book of Moon quick effect. I don't know if that would necessarily stop an opponent's fucking off. Magic Cylinder! And Victoria, Angel of Bravery. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one level 5 or higher light monster from your hand, but you lose life points equal to its original attack. Also, its attack becomes doubled until the end of this turn. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can banish one other fairy monster from your graveyard, add one fairy monster with the same level as that monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Victoria, Angel of Bravery once per turn. I am aiming to build a... it's sort of like the budget Exo-Sister deck that I run, just for fun. It is Exo-Sister and Majestic, because they're all level 4 spellcasters, so they got synergy there for making rank 4s, and also being able to get out a card that I haven't opened yet, Zoroa Majestic of Calamity, I want to say its name is. Let me see real quick. I know I have one of you around here somewhere. There you are. Zora, the Majestic Conflagrant Calamity. I think that is a nice little boss body that is good at locking your opponent out from using certain cards from the extra deck. So I would be fully happy to run that in this game. At least see how it is. Don't have too much real-world experience with it, because I didn't have a lot of opportunities to play it against other people. Which is why I'm super excited for Exo-Sisters to be in Master Duel. Agent of Mystery Earth. And a card that has me slightly more interested just because it's new. Protector of the Agents, Moon. Link 2 Fairy Monster. If this card is link summoned, you can send one. Yes, Exo-Sisters were just added today. They added a new set, it's called like Verdant Wings. I actually didn't look at the entire card set. I'll do that once I finish opening this set of packs, which shouldn't be too much longer, and I'll run through any standout ones for me. Send one Sanctuary of the Sky or one card that mentions it from your deck to the graveyard, or if Sanctuary of the Sky is on the field or in either graveyard, add one Agent of Mystery Earth from deck or graveyard to your hand instead. You can treat one fairy monster, target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Alright, so a lot of these new agent cards I'm seeing are about getting cards in the graveyard, tributing from the grave, etc. Promise, and Agent of Mystery Earth. Alright. So what do we get from this one? Got one Michaelis, one Master Flair, two Majesties, and one Victoria. Not bad things to do. And at least one Valram, the Majestic Divinity Dragon, which will be good for if I get the Zoro Majestic. And I got Earth. And also Asophiel, and yes, those were the only ones that I got. So let's look at all the stuff in this pack. So it does have a couple of repeats obviously, because I'm seeing Borlo Dragon is here. Reptilian Echidna. 2 monsters include. I've kind of wanted to make a Reptilian deck just because it seems like a fun gimmick of just turning all your opponent's monsters to 0 attack. If this card is Link Summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change its attack to 0. During your main phase, if your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can add reptile monsters with different names from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with 0 attack. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except reptile monsters. I got a couple of Ogdoadic? You know what I'm talking about. You have a deck of it. I got a couple of those when I was opening. What was that set? It was the one that had the Sofa Cord. I think also had some Earth's Arctic stuffs. They looked really cool. I really liked the artwork on them, and they had some definitely unique effects, ones that I hadn't seen before. And I always kind of wanted to do something with them, so maybe doing that Reptilian would work. I also did see someone run an Ogdoadic Venom deck that got a pretty nice boss monster out. But that seemed like it was super tricky to pull off consistently. What else is in this set? Boral Code Dragon. It is a Link 3 monster, requiring 2 or more effect monsters. Card cannot be destroyed by card effects while a Link monster points to it. You can only use each of the following effects of Boral Code once per turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card that was Link summoned using 3 monsters of material battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy all monsters on the field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, banish 1 dark monster with 3,000 or more attack from the field, and if you do, special summon 1 topologic monster from your extra deck or graveyard. This card's weird. It's weird and I don't think I like it. Yeah, I'm going to come down hard. I don't like that. Exo-Sister Michaelis. Rank 4 Xyz monster, requiring 2 level 4 monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Exo-Sister Michaelis once per turn. If you control this card that was Xyz summoned this turn by using an Exo-Sister monster as material, quick effect, you can target 1 card your opponent controls or in the graveyard, banish it. You can attach 1 material from this card, add 1 Exo-Sister spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So the big draw of this card is, number 1, it's rank 4, which is just super good. And the other is the quick effect that you can do on the turn that it is summoned to banish a card your opponent controls. Search 5 and draw 5 in your own turn. And traps, the end board is Zerol plus Alien Kid and the ASL quick play basically. Baguska luck on only your opponent does sound really good. A lot of times when I put up Baguska, it's because I got a really bad opener and I'm trying to stall. But the idea of being able to lock that down to your opponent, kind of like a bit of a stronger skill drain actually for 2 turns. Because they're all turned to defense mode too, and they can't use their effects. That sounds really neat actually. That's definitely something I want to look into then. I like your funny words, card game mercenary. But here is the big guy that I really need to make the combination of Majestic and Exo-Sisters work. Zora, the Majestic Conflagrant Calamity. 2900 attack, 1500 defense, level 8 fire spellcaster Synchro. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can equip 1 Majestic monster from your extra deck to this card. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters with the same card type, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link, as a Majestic monster card in your spell and trap zone. If this card in your graveyard, you can target 1 Majestic card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Zora, Majestic Conflict Calamity, once per turn. So he can only use his own Resurrection effect once per turn. However, being able to lock your opponent out of extra deck monsters just based on what types are in your spell and trap zone, such as right now when we're in like a really big fusion meta, with Despia being still super popular, Synchro with all the different Sword Soul players, Link for all people that run Predaplants to get out, like destroy Phoenix Enforcer, that's really powerful. So if you can get this guy out on turn 1 and get like 2 different extra deck monsters in your spell and trap zone, that's a pretty strong lockout. So Baguska isn't on field. I'm not super familiar with their role. Let me do a quick little Google of him. Cosmic Slacer's their role. Requires 2 reptile monsters. It's length 3. Monsters your opponent controls with 8 counters to change to defense mode. Neither player can activate their effects. That's the Baguska effect you were talking about. You can only use each effect once per turn. If the card is link summoned, you can add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has an effect that places 8 counters. You remove 2 8 counters from anywhere on the field. Add as resolves, normal summon 1 reptile. That's pretty good. Baguska effect on a bigger body. That's not bad at all. Alien Kid plays 1 8 counter on all special monsters on your opponent's side of the field. They lose attack and defense for each 8 counter. Acel. It's not Acel breeding device, is it? Continue a spell. During into your standby phases, put 1 A counter on 1 face-up monster opponent controls. No, that doesn't sound big enough. Scatterburst. Select 1 face-up controls. Distribute 8 counters equals level. Bunch your opponent's monsters. Acel Scatterburst with Alien Kid could guarantee 4 alien counters get distributed. Yeah, Acel Scatterburst is a quick play spell. Is the effect to tribute an alien monster and distribute 8 counters equal to its level? Because the only results I'm seeing for Acel cards that do that are either Scatterburst, which is a quick play card that destroys an alien to distribute 8 counters, or Breeding Device. Send from deck to the graveyard. Let's check the entire list of alien cards. Show me your spells and traps. All alien cards. Those are the monsters. There it is, Acel Recombination Device. You had the name right. Target 1 face-up monster on the field. Send 1 alien monster from deck to the graveyard, and if you do, place A counters on that monster equal to the level of the sent monster. During a main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard, add 1 alien monster from your deck to your hand. That is really good. Send an alien from deck to the graveyard, distribute A counters, then be able to search an alien, add to your hand. That's a lot of value. That's Foolish Burial Plus. Itself, if it's sent to the graveyard, target 1 face monster, we have place 2 A counters on it. So if you send Stealth Buster, you can distribute at least 2 different monsters with A counters. During a main phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, target 1 card with an A counters, destroy it. Okay, so that is actually a really good removal combination. Huh. I kind of never gave alien cards much thought because of how long ago they came out. I remember when they came out at a pre-release event that I was at, and I thought they were a neat gimmick, but I didn't think they really had enough stuff to work with. But I guess they really added to them over the years and made them impressive now, actually. Foolish Burial, Descend the Stealth Buster. Stealth Buster distributes 2 counters. The Recombination Device distributes counters. You can banish Stealth Buster to destroy something with 8 counters. Slicer will just turn everything in defense mode and make it inept. Is that the right word? Inept? Inert. That's a better one. That's something I'm going to want to try out. I'm going to look at a proper deck list for that. Very interesting. Much to think about. Starry Knight, Starry Dragon. This card was already out. Already went over Majesty, Hyperion. Already went over Victoria. Exo-Sister Pax. During the main phase, pay 800 life points. Add 1 Exo-Sister card from deck to your hand. Except Exo-Sister Pax. How do the Reptilian cards from Burst of Destiny play into that? Because Reptilian's whole gimmick is turning monsters attack to 0. So, actually, I have a couple of them. We'll get back to Pax in a second, because I just remember... Where is it? To a monster in your graveyard, which the aliens are reptiles, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Target face my opponent control stands 0 attack. If your opponent must attack, special this card from your graveyard. So is it the synergy of turning monsters' attack points to 0, just dropping all attack points? That's you, Coatl. Control a dark reptile monster, which aliens can be. You can special this card from your hand. Then if your opponent controls any monster with 0 attack, special up to you can load a reptilian monster from your hand. This card would be monster or you can treat as a non-tuner. Where was Melusine? Here, Snake. Yeah, go ahead and send me a link. I'll check that out.
Now.
Okay. LSCG. I think I've seen some of her stuff before. I'm going to mute that and run subtitles on it, just in case copyright strikes come out, because I don't fully know how that works on Twitch. Support with Coatl. Alright, so here's the deck list they have. 3 Coatl, 2 Nyami, 1 Lamia. There's the Oak Dykes, there's the Aliens, there's Alien Kid, there's Stealth Buster, there's the Night Serpent, Ash Blossoms, Ghost Bells, Snake Rain. Snake Rain's just a funny card. Oh, sick. It's all coming together. Alright, now, what was it I'd wanted to search for? Just going into this deck so I can search. Reptilian, there's Scylla, Naga, Bascule, Medusa, Garna, Servant, Lamia, Melusine, there she is. This card is considered all reptile monsters that cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Once per chain, when your opponent activates a monster effect, except during the damage step, you can target one face-up monster opponent controls, chance to attack 0. If the Synchro summon card you control is sent to your graveyard by opponent's card, you can add one reptile monster from deck to hand. Alright, so a good sturdy body can make opponent's attack points 0, and it can search for a reptile if it goes to grave. Not bad. That's definitely going to be something I want to try out, because I have been looking for a bit of deck variety, because all the ones I have here are ones that I've running for a while. The newest one that I have, this danger deck's not even done. The newest deck I actually got was Branded Despia, and that was back when they first came out, which was like a month ago now. More than. So between Exo-Sisters, the Majestic cards, this new Reptilian stuff you're showing me, I'm thinking this game might just be a content machine. There's no end in sight. Anyway, back to Exo-Sister packs. During the main phase, pay 100 life points, add one Exosister card from deck to hand except Exosister packs. Then, if you add a monster buzz effect, you can special summon it if the other Exosister mentioned on it is on your field or in your graveyard. You can only activate one Exosister packs for turns. So the Exosisters are sort of paired up in their effect descriptions, so that the 4 main deck ones are paired up so that each one has a partner. And we'll get into those. So Exo-Sister Stella is paired with Exo-Sister Ellis, and Exo-Sister Sophia is paired with Exo-Sister Irene. I'll go get more into those in a second. Hey, OP Gamer fan, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Really trying to grow this channel into something I can do for fun. Also for life, because the real world is scary, but... Hey, thanks for the follow for you too, Card Game Mercenary. I'm definitely going to make one of the alien reptile deck that you sent me. I feel like it'd work really well, almost on the basis of just how outside the box it is. Yeah, because a lot of the success I've had with my Madolche deck has come from people not being used to going against Madolches and their bounce strategies, or just not straight up destruction or hitting over my opponent. So a deck that focuses on Bagooskaing your opponent's board, making their attack point 0, I don't think a lot of players would be prepared for something like that. Definitely excited to run it. Let's get back to reading the cards. Exosister Gibrine. 2 level 4s. She is a warrior, as all the XC Exosisters are. Cannot be destroyed by the activate effects of a monster special summon from the graveyard. So, this means Exosister Gibrine is immune to destroy Phoenix Enforcer if it has already popped itself once and brought itself back. That is helpful in the current meta. I think, does Phoenix Enforcer... I know he reduces the attack stat of monsters. Does he also reduce their defense? No, he only reduces the attack stat, so she is, in a weird way, a counter to Phoenix Enforcer. Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Gibrine once per turn. If you control this card that was XC summoned this turn using an Exosister monster as material, quick effect, you can target one effect monster opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. You can detach one material from this card. For the rest of this turn, all of these monsters you control will gain 800 attack. So she's a nice little bit of on-field support for you. Pretty good. Looking forward to this deck more and more every day. Valram, the Majestic Divinity Dragon. Dragon Synchro, requiring 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. While this card is an equipped card, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by your opponent's spell and traps. That is some good protection. You can only use each of the following effects of Valram, the Majestic Divinity Dragon, once per turn. If this Synchro Summon card is destroyed, you can destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls. At the start of the damage step, if the card is equipped to battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy that opponent's monster. So, while Valram is equipped to a monster, that monster cannot be destroyed by your opponent's spell and traps, and if it attacks the opponent's monster, you can just instantly pop it. If this card itself is on board and it gets destroyed, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls, so it's a potential field wiper. Pretty good. Now, I know we ran over Melusine before, but let's do it in this proper. One requires 1 Reptile Tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Level 8, Reptile, Dark, Synchro Monster. 2500 attack, 2800 defense. If this card was Synchro Summoned using only Reptile monsters as material, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Solid protection. Once per chain, when your opponent activates once per chain, not once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, except during the damage step, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster opponent controls, change its attack to 0. If this Synchro Summon card you control is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add 1 reptile monster from your deck to your hand. So, nice sturdy body, a once per chain effect, not once per turn, to reduce the attack points of your opponent's monsters to 0. And if it somehow does go to the grave, you can search a reptile monster. That is a whole lot in one body. Knight's End Administrator is a level 6 Synchro monster requiring Knight's End Sorcerer and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. 2300 attack, 1400 defense. If this card is special summoned, or if another spellcaster monster is special summoned to your field, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's monster zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target one level 4 or lower spellcaster monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use the effect of Knight's End Administrator once per turn. Not super impressed by this, mostly because of its restriction to requiring Knight's End Sorcerer, which never really had my attention before. Executor of the Underworld Pluto, we already ran him down, but just review over quick. Once per turn, banish one monster from your graveyard, target one effect monster field, chant to face down defense position. This is a quick effect of Synchro in the Skies on the field or the graveyard. That makes it super helpful as a quick effect, Book of Moon. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Synchro in the Sky from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect of Executor of the Underworld Pluto once per turn. Also, he is always treated as in the Agent card. Agent of Mystery, Earth. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one the Agent monster from your deck to your hand, except the Agent of Mystery, Earth. Or, Sanctuary of the Skies on the field, you can add one Master Hyperion from deck to hand. Starry Night Orbital, pretty sure that already existed, but let's write down anyway. Quick effect. Target one light monster you control. Tribute it. If you do, set one Starry Night spell or trap directly from your deck. If a face-up level 7 light dragon monster you control returns to the hand while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Starry Night Orbital once per turn. Agent of Life, Neptune. You can discard this card, special summon one the Agent monster from your hand or graveyard, except the Agent of Life Neptune, or Sanctuary of the Skies on the field, or in either graveyard. You can special summon one Hyperion monster instead. So you can pitch this card as a free monster reborn for any Agent or Hyperion monster, if the conditions are right. Neither player can tribute a monster special summoned with this effect. So I guess until the end of your opponent's turn. So I guess you are one turn Kaiju Protection? If this card is banished, you can add one to the Sanctuary in the Sky from deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of the Agent of Life Neptune once per turn. That effect of you can add one Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your hand if it's banished is helpful with Hyperion's main effect. Is Hyperion himself in here? Is there a Master Hyperion in the building? No? Well, I'll run out his effect from memory. Master Hyperion, you can banish the Agent monster, or it might just be a light fairy monster, from your graveyard to destroy a card on the field. If Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can use this effect twice per turn. So, you use Agent of Life Neptune to special summon Master Hyperion. Master Hyperion will banish Agent of Life Neptune to use this effect for one pop. This gets you a Sanctuary in the Sky, which you could then put on the field to use Master Hyperion's effect again that turn. Compared to a lot of plays in the modern state of the game, it's not super powerful, but that is just the combo that came to my mind off the dome. Exo-Sister Stella. During your main phase, you can special summon one Exo-Sister monster from your hand. Then, if you control Exo-Sister Ellis, you gain 800 life points. So, she's intended to special summon Ellis, then give you 800 life points. If your opponent moves a card, note, moves a card out of either graveyard. So this means they special summon it, they add it back to the hand, they put it back in the deck, moves it anywhere. So take that, Alistair. Moves a card out of either graveyard, so that includes you. That means if they banish a card from your graveyard, that's moving it out of the grave. This effect will trigger. You can special summon from your extra deck one Exo-Sister Xyz monster, using this face-up card you control as material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. You can only use each effect of Exo-Sister Stella once per turn. Exo-Sister Sophia. If you control another Exo-Sister monster, you can draw one card. Then if you control Exo-Sister Irene, you gain 800 life points. If your opponent moves a card out of either graveyard, special summon from your extra deck one Exo-Sister monster using this card as material. So all the Exo-Sisters, I believe, have the effect of special summon an Exo-Sister Xyz monster using themselves as material if your opponent moves cards out of the grave. Along with their first line of text, which relates to summoning and another Exo-Sister. Sacred Waters in the Sky. Normal spell. Activate one, the Sanctuary in the Sky, directly from your deck. Or add one monster that mentions Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck to your hand. Then, if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in either graveyard, you gain 500 life points for each Hyperion and the Agent monster you control. If your monster that mentions the Sanctuary in the Sky would be destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can only use each effect of the Sacred Waters in the Sky once per turn. Nice little terraforming for Sanctuary in the Sky, along with a little bit of extra stuff. Battle protection, gain some life points potentially. Not terrible. Terraforming is limited to 1 because of how powerful it is adding a field spell. So if you're already running a deck where Sanctuary of the Sky is your field spell, this is great. Magic Cylinder. When your opponent declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Old card, everyone knows it from the show, but what makes this card really funny is Magical Cylinders. Set one Magic Cylinder directly from your deck or graveyard. If set from the deck, it can be activated this turn. When you activate Magic Cylinder, you can banish this card from your graveyard, double the damage inflicted to your opponent. You can only use the effect of Magical Cylinders once per turn. This effect of Magical Cylinders once per turn. So it is super obvious what you're doing if you set up Magical Cylinders, but in the off chance your opponent doesn't have back row removal, you are just kind of holding a gun to their head telling them to do it. Stained Glass of Light and Dark. Apply any of the following effects in sequence depending on the types of effect monsters you control. Fairy. You can draw 3 cards, then place 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. Fiend. You can make your opponent draw 1 card, then discard 1 random card, then if they still have a card in their hand, discard 1 card. You can only activate 1 Stained Glass of Light and Dark per turn. Don't think this is going to be super helpful in any deck, except maybe ones that are running some weird hybrid stuff, like, what was it? Mirror something? I know they run Fairies and Fiends. I think they run Fairies and Fiends. The Fiend effect of this, I think, is the stronger of the two, because potentially just makes your opponent draw 1, discard another. So if they say you and your opponent have both burned out all cards you have, and they draw 1 for their turn, you activate this, they have to draw 1 more card, discard it, then discard their other, their hand's now gone. So maybe there's something there, but overall I'm not super impressed by this card. I don't know what place it's going to have in the game state. Exo-Sister Stella. Pay 800 life points. Choose 1 Exo-Sister monster from your deck, then take 1 other Exo-Sister monster from your deck that is mentioned on that monster, and special summon both, but shuffle them into the deck during the end phase. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you can special summon monsters from the extra deck. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Exo-Sister monsters. You can only activate 1 Exo-Sister Stella per turn. Helpful on your turn if you know what your opponent's going to do, depending on moving cards from the grave, because this could get you 2 Exo-Sister monsters XZ summoned by bringing out 2 Exo-Sisters. Could get you the effect of gaining life points or drawing cards, depending on the combination you bring out. Not terrible card, fits into an Exo-Sister deck, but that's about it. But not really saying much. We already went over Protector of the Agent's Moon. Exosister Kaspatel. 2 level 4 monsters, rank 4, 2300 attack, 800 defense. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Kaspatel once per turn. If this card is XZ summoned using a new Exosister... Why did I say new? If this card is XZ summoned using an Exosister monster's material, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard for the rest of the turn. So, that goes back to the effect of your opponent moving cards out of the graveyard, being able to shut out your opponent's special summoning so that they can't special summon from the graveyard. A lot of cards come back from the graveyard and have resurrection effects, so turning that off, pretty good. You can attach 1 material from this card, add 1 Exosister monster from your deck to your hand. So just a nice search effect on her actual Xyz effect too. Exosister Kaspatel. 2100 attack, 1800 defense, requires 2 level 4s. Cannot be destroyed by the activate effects of a monster special summoned from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Kaspatel once per turn. If this card is XZ summoned using saying X too many times. You know the drill. Special summon using Exosister as material. Neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard this turn. So, say you set that up preemptively, your opponent's not paying attention. I'm just going to bring up Destroy Phoenix Enforcer again in reference to this because he's everywhere. Say you summon her in a turn, your opponent uses Phoenix Enforcer's effect, sends to the graveyard. Oh no, its effect can't activate in the graveyard to bring itself back. That's now staying in the graveyard, unless they find another way to bring it back. So that's a good little thing there for if your opponent's not paying attention. You can detach 1 material from this card. Target 1 monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So it has compulsory evacuation as its XZ's effect Exceeds material removal effect. Compulsory evacuation device. Nice way to get around threats that can't be destroyed. Pretty good. Alright, who else stands out that we want to run through? I guess Cupid Pitch? One tuner and one non-tuner, level 4, 0 attack points. If this card is Synchro summoned, increase or decrease this card's level by the level of the tuner used as material it had on the field. This card gains attack equal to its level times 400. So this card at base is 1600 points. Could gain that by 3 levels, making it 7 times 400, 2800. If this Synchro Summon card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the new Synchro Summon monster's level times 100. And if you do, you can add one level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Cupid Pitch once per turn. I remember when Cupid Pitch was coming out, I was seeing things about people saying it had a use, but off the top of my head, I don't remember what it was, and I've never used it. Synchro Summoning has always been my least favorite summoning mechanic, so I kind of don't do it. Borreload Riot Dragon, the Borreload Ritual Dragon. You can ritual summon this card with Heavy Interlock. When your opponent special summons a monster, quick effect, you can negate the special summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Then destroy this card or one rocket monster you control. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Borrel or rocket monster in your graveyard, destroy one card you control or in your hand, and if you do, add that target to your hand. You can only use each effect of Borreload Riot Dragon once per turn. So its effect in the graveyard is repeatable. So that's neat. Don't exactly know where it would fall in with Borrel. I do not plan to add this to my deck. Yeah, I'll run through this one. Double Disruptor Dragon. You contribute this card, target 2 rocket monsters in your graveyard with different names, special summon them both in defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Rapid Trigger or Heavy Interlock from your deck to your or graveyard to your hand. You can only use each effect of Double Disruptor Dragon once per turn. Where are Exo-Sister Ellis? If you control an Exo-Sister monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then, if you control Exo-Sister Stella, you gain 800 life points. If your opponent moves a card out of either graveyard, special summon these monsters using this card as material. And Exo-Sister Irene. You can place one Exo-Sister card from your hand on the bottom of your deck to draw one card. Then, if you control Exo-Sister Sophia, gain 800 life points. If your opponent moves a card out of the graveyard, special summon Exo-Sister Xyz monster using this card. Okay, who else stands out? Let's run through the Reptilians, because they're going to come up eventually in my life. Reptilian Nyami. Adorable. During the main phase, if you have a reptile monster in your graveyard, quick effect, send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target one phase of monster your opponent controls, make its attack 0. If your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, special summon this card from the graveyard. So you can pitch this card, make an attack 0, summon the card right back. You can only use this effect once per turn, and you can only use one Reptilian Nyami effect per turn and only once that turn. So unfortunately, you cannot bring this card back from the graveyard the turn you send it away. But it's a quick effect, so you could do it during your opponent's turn, say during their battle phase, then bring it back on your turn. Reptilian Coatl. If you control a dark reptile monster, special summon this card from your hand. Then, if your opponent controls any monster with 0 attack, special summon up to an equal number of reptilian monsters from your hand. You can only use this effect of Reptilian Coatl once per turn. If this card you control be used as synchro material for a reptile monster, you can treat it as a non-tuner. I guess because we went through the Ritual Dragon, we'll talk about this. Heavy Interlock, Ritual Spell. This card is used to ritual summon Borreload Riot Dragon. You must also tribute monster from your hand or field and or destroy rocket monster from your hand or field whose total levels equal 8 or more. The monster special summon by this effect cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the extra deck and is unaffected by the activate effects of any monster special summon from the extra deck. That's actually some nice protections it has. Maybe there's something to this Riot Dragon. We shall see. But we are stalling, because I want more. One rainbow. Magic Cylinder. Reptilian Melusine. Nice progress towards the Reptilian Ogre deck. Got an Sophiel. Another Magic Cylinder. And Sophia. And Magic Cylinder upgraded to Royal Rare. Well, I have to use it now. Nothing too fancy on this one, but I did get Exo-Sister Ellis. And let's look at this just cuz. Reptilian Ramifications. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard and activate 2 of these effects in sequence. Add a reptile monster from your deck to your hand. Add a reptilian... Sorry, not reptile. Add a reptilian monster from deck to hand. Add 1 reptilian spell or trap from deck to the hand, except reptilian ramifications. Or change the attack of 1 monster opponent controls to 0. So, not bad to be able to get one, potentially search 2 cards out of hand, or make an opponent's monster 0 attack. Not bad, not bad. I like the versatility of getting 2 of 3 effects out of it. Got another Agent of Mystery Earth. And Majestic Vritra. Pack upgraded. Exosister Vadis and Exosister Pax. Good opening. Got another Sophiel. Got Exosister Kaspatel, which I didn't go into before, which I should because it's an Exosister. Continue spell. Neither player can target Exosister monsters you control with the effects of monsters that were special summoned from the graveyard. Kind of a one-note deck when I'm really just saying them all aloud like this, but I will not take back my stance that I like the deck. You can use each effect of the. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Kaspatel once per turn. If you exceed summon an Exosister monster, you can declare 1 other card name. Negate the activated effects and the effects on the field of cards with the original name until the end of this turn. When an attack is declared involving your Exosister monster, you can target 1 spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it. So this is back row removal every time you attack with an Exosister monster. Or once when you attack with an Exosister monster. But still, once per turn Mystical Space Typhoon, not terrible. And also a once per turn Prohibition, not the worst if you know what deck your opponent's playing and you know what key cards they have. Or just make some general claim effects on activated effects and effects on the field. So if you exceed summon a card and you want it's one of your cards to search out a card, you could declare Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring cannot activate its effect this turn. Your search is now unimpeded, and you can keep doing any draw stuff you want. If you think your opponent's going to activate the quick effect of a monster on the field, negate its effects on the field. Situational, but just, I guess, depending on reading your opponent. I think I run one of those in mine. I'm going to make a straight 1-to-1 copy of my deck. And let's look at this just cause. Tribute 1 Xyz monster. Special summon from your extra deck. 1 monster with the same type, attribute, and rank as the tributed monster had on the field, but with a different name. If you do, attach this card to it as Xyz material. During the end phase, sent to the graveyard. Don't think I like that very much. One card. Another copy of Exo-Sister Vadis. Another copy of Exosister Pax. Let's look at Link first. Target 1 Link monster control and 1 monster opponent controls. Destroy them, then draw 1 card. Straightforward. And we'll look at this. Target one spellcaster effect monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use one Dwimmered Path per turn. That might be something I run in mine, just because all my monsters are spellcasters. I'll think about it. And magical cylinders. Let's look at the moon. Got one Sophia, have two Vadis. Got more copies of Exophiel than I need. Alright, got plenty of Zorua. Got enough Ellis. Got enough Irene. It's all coming up Phoenix. But not quite enough for Phoenix. I still need Conflagrant Calamity and another Michaelis. Nyami. And Mystic Shine Ball. The real MVP of the Agent deck. Got a Kaspatel. And Cupid Dunk. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster unless that monster has a higher level. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can increase this card's level by 1. So it can only be destroyed by battle with a monster that has a higher level than it. Then you can keep raising its level by 1 per turn. I guess. These Cupid cards are odd. Don't think I'll like them. Got another Melusine. Let's take a look at this real quick. XYZ Tribal Rivals. Face-up Xyz monsters on the field with 2 or more Xyz materials cannot be destroyed by card effects. After damage calculation, if an Xyz monster you control battles an opponent's monster, destroy that opponent's monster. That Xyz monster must have 2 or more Xyz materials attached to it to activate and resolve this effect. That is not a hard once per turn. Protection for Xyz monsters. Don't think that's going to fit into most decks, though. Another magical cylinders. Upgraded pack. Another Master Flair Hyperion. Maybe I shouldn't have said the cards that I wanted out loud. I think the desire sensor is onto me. Agent of Life Neptune. I just like the way this Dragon Gun freak looks. Kind of a bummer pack. Two Kaspatels, another Ellis, another Ramifications. Bummer pack. Come on, I know you got the good stuff in there. One good card. 2 good cards. Another Vadis. Another Agent Earth. And a couple of rarity upgrades. Not the worst. Let's look at this card. Field spell, Reptilian Recoil. You can target one monster you control with 0 attack and one dark reptile monster in your graveyard. Destroy that monster on the field, and if you do, special summon that other monster from your graveyard. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target one monster your opponent controls 0 attack, take control of it. Then special summon one Reptilian token to your opponent's field. That is a fun little way to take your opponent's toys. But I'm not satisfied with these packs. One rainbow. Pretty good. Got one super, one ultra. And an extra. Don't care about you. I have enough of you. There he is. The Majestic Conflagrant Calamity. Didn't go over this before. Exo-Sister Armament. Quick play spell card. Pay 800 life points. Then target one Exo-Sister monster you control. Special summon one Exo-Sister Xyz monster from your extra deck with a different name than the cards you control by using that target as material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. Transfer materials to the summoned monster. You can only use one Exo-Sister Armament once per turn. You can only activate this card during your opponent's turn unless your opponent controls a monster special summon from the graveyard. Neat little way to turn one Exo-Sister into another. Nothing. Got another Carpedivum. Wonder Xyz. Immediately after this resolves, Xyz summon one Xyz monster using monster you control as material. That definitely feels like an early into the Xyz cards lifespan card. Got another Knight's End Administrator, aka Dust in Waiting. Oh, another Earth, and another Valram. I feel like I've gotten a ton of Agent Earths. One rare card. Another Sophia with a rarity upgrade. Would have preferred Royal, but beggars can't be choosers. Instead, I will demand. Another Kaspatel, another Ellis. Both are way more than I need at this point. I can already tell. I think I've got 6 of each. Show me the money. One rare card, 2, another Vadis, and another Star Knight. You see how they tease me. Show me Michaelis. Nope, another Pax. And another Victoria. That's my 3rd Pax, so that's helpful. I only have 1 Zora. I want at least 2. And I want another Sophia for sure. Because Sophia is one of the better ones. Yeah, the effect of just draw a card is helpful. Got 2 guaranteed rainbows. Nothing. Get these cupids out of my face. 2 supers. Exo-Sister Stella and another Melusine. I think I've said her name 3 different ways. 1 super. Another Agent of Life. One super rare in this. Another Melusine. My cup of snakes runneth over. One unexpected rare card. Another freaking Melusine. Lady! I'm gonna get a restraining order. Nothing. A rarity upgrade, not bad. Why did that give me the funny animation of rarity going up when it was just, here's a rare. They've deceived me for the last time. There we go. 1 Ultra, 2 Supers. Show me the money. I've had enough of you. Lady! Thank you! Alright, so now I need 1 more Michaelis. I think I might need another Stella. You can stop showing up at any point. My 3rd Master Flair Hyperion, I believe. Another Sacred Waters. And a Borreload. If I hadn't already made one for my Borreload deck, I would be stoked. Look. I love Giant Snake Woman as much as the next guy. Believe me, my internet search history will prove it. But I've gotten her 6 times. There are other cards in the set, please. Yep, that is my 3rd Borreload Dragon. 5 Magic Cylinders. Magic Cylinders can stop showing up too. Stella, apparently I've only gotten the 1 of, so I do need more of her. 9 Asophiels, 9 Agent Moons. So many Cupid Pitch. Two Rainbows. Alright, I need 2 Stellas, 1 Michaelis, and then I think I'll be good to make the deck. Another Stained Glass. A Gabrine. That says new. Did I not get a Gabrine? I think I only run 1 of her in my extra deck. So getting 1 of her is fine. Funny upgrade noises. Another Vadis. I have enough of those. Nothing to write home about in this one. Let's actually look at Knight and Sorcerer. Level 2, Spellcaster Tuner. When this card is special summoned, you can tear up 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard, banish them. There you go. That is the shortest amount of text I have read all day. Rarity upgrades. I appreciate it, but it's not what I need. Nothing. One super. A second Gabrine. Alright, here's one of the ultra rares. Come on, show me Michaelis. Another one of you. There she is. What ultra do I want this time? I guess a 3rd Michaelis I wouldn't mind. Although I wouldn't put in the extra deck because 2 is enough. Jesus. Majesty Hyperion and my 7th Melusine. God, she's obsessed with me. The feeling is a little mutual. We don't have time to get into that. Show me Stella. No. No! I have 2 of you. I got 3 Hyperions. I have 2 Gabrines, which is more than enough. Let's look at the whole set. See what I'm missing. I have not gotten any Echidnas or Boral codes yet. Echidna I care more about than Boral code. I haven't gotten any Starry Knight, Starry Dragon, which I'm fine with. Gotten 5 Earths, 7 Melusines, only 1 Night-End Administrator, actually. I got my 3 Paxes, only 1 Stella and 2 Sophia. I might have to actually end up crafting those. 3 Vadis. Yeah, this is the last 10 pull. No rainbows, which is fine. I'm looking for supers. I need Sophia and Stella. Maybe. No! Curses. Foiled again. This time with feeling. Nope. I didn't cover this card before. That looks very nice, shiny. Chorus in the Sky. Pay 1,000 life points, then target 1 fairy monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Then, if the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, or in either graveyard, you can add one of your banished the Sanctuary in the Sky, or one of your banished cards that mentions it to your hand. You can only activate 1 the Chorus in the Sky per turn. So, potentially add 2 cards back to hand from graveyard. Not the worst. 1 card from graveyard or banished. A little situational, but could be worse. Rarity upgrade. Show me the money. Damn it! Why do you make the funny upgrade noises? Nothing. There's 1. There's Sophia. So now I just need more Stella. Nothing. There's 1. Another Valram. Hey, Sacred Waters in the Sky. I am continuing to be deprived. Rarity upgrades. Last pack. Starry Night Orbital. Oh, good. I get a guarantee of an ultra rare. Even though I'm... Alright, let's look at the final I got. I got my 3rd Boral Code. I got 2 Cappies of Michaelis. Cappies. I got 2 Cappies of the card. Ah, jeez, you. I have 2 copies of Michaelis, 2 copies of Zora, which is the big ones that I wanted. I got 3 Master Flair Hyperions, which is more than I'll ever need. I got 3 Majesty Hyperions. 2 Victorias, 3 packs, and I did not get the accent's really coming out. I did not get an Echidna or a Boral Code. I'm fine not getting Boral Code. I kind of want at least 1 Echidna, because, well, I mean, I feel like I don't really need to explain this one. It's a giant snake woman. What more do you want? Alright, we got 7 Melusines, which is, in fact, the most of a super rare card that I got, with the next closest one being 2 copies of Vadis. There's the 2 Gabrines, which is more than enough. Got 3 Valrams. Here's another one whose name I know I've said more than one way. Got plenty of Zoro Majestic. He'll come up later, because he is the Majestic tuner monster. It's not... where was the one that I didn't get enough of? Stella. Pretty sure I'm going to have to end up crafting her. And all the cards that there were extras or repeats from came from these packs. Guardians of Sacred Sky, Shot Through Fiction, and Seekers of Witchcraft. Seekers of Witchcraft having Alistair the Invoker, that dirty freak. But it's time to make a new deck. Exo-Sister Majestic deck. Unfortunately, so I'm just going to make as much of a one-to-one copy of my Exo-Sister Majestic deck as I can. Unfortunately, they're not really in order. So I might do some bouncing around. First off, dismantle all the extra cards. Goodbye, all those extra Melusines. You will be put to good use, I swear. So first, let's run through the extra deck. What am I running? 2 copies of Michaelis, 2 copies of Asophiel, 2 copies of Gabrine, and 1 Kaspatel. Pretty sure I'm going to make adjustments to that. I'm going to drop a Gabrine for other stuff. And now, let's run through the Majestic parts. 2 Majestic Conflagrant, 1 Valram, 1 Relona the Wondrous Wardrobe, so I'm going to have to end up crafting that. That's going to hurt, I know. Ooh, I run 2 of those in mine, so that's definitely going to be an adjustment. 1 Artemis Majestic Moon Maiden, that's just fun to say, and 1 Iwas. It actually left more openings than I thought it would. So that means I'm going to fill those with some other ones that I like. So let's look for the old stall boy. Baguska. And just because back row does matter a lot more than people think it does, we'll put in Tornado Dragon. Actually, let's just do a general search for level 4 Xyz monsters. See if anyone really stands out. Let's try... let's drop 1 Asophiel and a Gabrine, just to open up some extra options. Could go for Dark Rebellion. Do I want to replace Relona with Glass Goddess just cuz? Equipped monster can make 2 attacks. While equipped monster can target one just card in spell trap zone. Special purpose. It's more back removal. With her, I can detach this card. That's her special summon just a monster from your deck. That might come up. Monster controls negates effects on the turn. Effect negation, I think, will be more important than extra attacks. So I will keep Relona over Glass. But I'm missing a lot of extra deck monsters. That'd be super good to have. Are you hopeful? Nope. Malevolent Sin could be nice. Banish an opponent's monster, just get out of the way. But at the same time, banishing opponent's monster seems like it would get me the same intended result as a Sophiel's Bounce. Sophiel's Bounce also solves the issue of Rebellion Dragon's purpose of being to swing over other monsters. Now we're looking for someone that really does something the others don't. Shark Drake is also a win harder card, so that's going to be a pass. That requires 4 monsters, so I'm just going to say no to that right away. Oh, how could I forget? The big boy Xyz himself, Divine Arsenal AA. Have the stuff, let's just craft you. And you. I'm going to hold off on crafting you because I don't know what I'm going to have to take apart yet. Xyz 4. What was Sky Blaster? Was he Ultra? Yes, he was. And he is also a Book of Moon effect, or a bounce. hold off on crafting that last extra deck slot for now. Instead, let's see this deck's composition. So first, I have to scatter my cards to the wind, because I'm a genius who keeps all this stuff together when planning to make videos of making decks. These are the sounds I make when I'm doing stuff in the real world. None of it will show up on video, but I'm doing it anyway. Boop. Alright. What is my breakdown? Not a mental breakdown, normal breakdown. Alright, let's just, for starters, get one of each of you. I already know there's 3 Sophias. Sophia, Stella, boom, 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 making cards into piles, narrating what I'm doing with songs. Yep. So, only run... Where is she? Yep. 3 copies of Ellis, 3 Sophia, and 3 Stella, 1 Irene, which means I need 2 more of you. Another dust bites the dust. Alright. And for the Exo-Sister spells and traps, we are running 3 copies of Pax, 3 copies of Vadis, 1 Carpe Divum, 2 Arment. Do not take any of what I'm doing as being the best Exo-Sister deck. It is absolutely not. I make my real-world decks on a budget. So there's a lot of stuff that this just ain't going to have. I'll modify it as needed. I'm sure I'll make it better, add all the hand traps and all them fancy bits later. But right now, we're just making sun for fun. Now, I gotta divvy up all the Majestic stuffs. Hey, type. Okay, let's divide all these as needed. Yeah, this is one I definitely feel like there are parts of it I could cut out and make better. If I was gonna cut out anything for hand traps, it'd definitely be the Majestic stuff, because the most important Majestic is Zora, just for pure basis of he's a tuner. Alright, Zora, how many of you am I running? 1, 2, 3. How many Relonas am I running? 1, 2, 3. I am running 2 Endymions, 3 Crowleys. We're running 1 Majestic Vitra, which, yep, I've got plenty of those. 3 Trismegistus. And 2 Majestic Invocation. Easy enough to craft. Now, I'm sure like Phoenix, there are 4 more cards that you're missing. Oh, don't you worry. I've got those covered with some basic cards to fill in the ranks. Solemn Judgment. The old Raigeki. Trusty Feather Duster. And because I run a bunch of light monsters, 1 Honest. This is a fairly close approximation of... And I guess I have to craft this. Oh, it hurts! A approximation of my Exo-Sister deck. Some adjustments made for the extra deck. But the main deck is all what I'm running. I'm certain I'll adjust it as needed. Actually, I'm going to look now and see what I want to take out and change. Main phase special 1. Level 4 spellcast from your turn. Your special name just must return names from your hand. So Trismegistus is good for getting a bunch of cards on the field. I'm going to cut that down by 1. Pax is staying at 3. Vadis is staying at 3. Do I want 2 cards to summon Iwas? Is he good on the field? Summon on the field, complete this card. You control 2. This card equipped to opponent's monster. Take control of the monster. Also, you cannot activate its effects. Could potentially steal an opponent's monster Just requires Amethyst and a spellcaster. I'm gonna cut that down to 1 because his real purpose is to be equipped to Zoro. Vritra. Target 1 level 4 of the Majestic graveyard. Supposed to summon it. Should be discarded. Spell trap would be destroyed by opponent's card effect. Master card in the graveyard. I'll keep that at 1 for a potential Monster Reborn move. This one I'll keep at 1. Leave them. Just throw in Lightning Storm. Throw in an Ash Blossom. Actually, let's drop 1 Vadis. Making this deck better by the second. 1 Imperm. No, so summon out of Majestic spell trap. Return your bachelor force buckets from your graveyard. You basic card from your graveyard. Turn your monster control. With 1 monster from your graveyard. Except level 4 monster. Think I'll probably drop her. And from your hand or field to graveyard. Special this card from your hand. You can discover an attribute. This card becomes an attribute. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Turn your monster control. Let's drop you. And you. Do I have Valor? I do. Let's put in a Valor and Nibiru. Alright. All cards that I have. And we'll see what I can run. Oh god, change the accessories. Can't go out there looking like trash. Link Blue, Rage of Cipher. There isn't an Xyz one. I'll go with Synchro Silver because I like the case. Protector. Protector Silver. Dual Field. Gotta be the Realm of Danger. Field Parts. Danger. Mate Base. Shien's Dojo because I love 6 Samurai. 3 main cards. Let's change that up. Michaelis. Zorua. And... what would the third one be? Let's represent a real freak. Baguska, you get a slot. Alright. Because I want to get... Because I have little experience I actually have with this deck, I'm going to take it into solo mode first. That way I can acclimate myself and not stumble bump my way through my matches when I do actually take this live. And this way I also get to show off the Neptus content. Show me the lore. Worshippers of the Sacred Phoenix. My brother's a Neptus deck. Pretty neat. Sacred Phoenix of Neptus. Or Nephthys. I can never remember how it's pronounced. A god enrobed in flames who came to the mortal realm blazing so brightly it could have been mistaken for the second coming of the sun. It was worshipped and revered in a certain land where dry winds billowed and desert stretched in all directions. Each generation had a priest with powers to embody this deity. With the power of their strong soul, they would offer the prayers and hopes brought forth by their ritual to manifest Nephthys and start many miracles. Those who were especially devout to the Phoenix god had built statues of the priest's dynasty and enshrined them in a particular part of the desert that was declared sacred land. They thanked the god for watching over them and toiled every day with its blessing to build their homeland bigger and better. Oh boy, free orbs. That's a really nice reward. Oh look, more orbs, not actual cards. I mean, it is the practice mode, but still, for God's sakes, they give you reinforcement of the army. It's really chugging through this load. Oh, this is where that... Oh, I had a new card back. What makes the Neptus deck unique? Whatever, the game tells you how to win the first match. Opponent passes turn so that I can attack on turn 1. Gather 3 Neptus ritual monsters on your field to link summon Neptus the Sacred Flame. Use pre-preparation, add rebirth, and Cerulean Phoenix. Blah blah blah. Add rebirth. Add Cerulean. Activate. Summoning Conductor. Sending away the little baby. Attack mode. Conductor of Neptus. Special summon Devotee. So let's run down what you do. You can ritual this card with Rebirth of Neptus. If this card is ritual summoned, you can special summon 1 Neptus ritual monster from your hand or deck, except Conductor of Neptus. This is considered a ritual summon. If this card is attributed or destroyed by a Neptus card effect, you can activate this effect. During the next standby phase, destroy up to 3 Neptus cards, except ritual monsters, 1 each from hand, deck, or field. And we'll summon Devotee, whose effect is, you can ritual summon this card with Rebirth of Neptus. You can only use each effect of Devotee of Neptus once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned, you can activate this effect, special summon 1 Neptus monster from your deck. Also, during the end phase of this turn, destroy this card. This card is in the graveyard. You can destroy 1 Neptus card in your hand. If you do, special summon this card. A lot of destruction effects I'm seeing. There's the Devotee. Activating your effect for the Sacred Phoenix. Alright. Summoning Cerulean Sacred Phoenix. Distributing big Sacred Phoenix. Cerulean Sacred Phoenix of Neptus. 3 ritual monsters, so I can make Neptus Sacred Flame with all the fixins. First, let's run down you. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy Neptus cards in your hand and or field, then destroy an equal number of monsters your opponent controls. During your next standby phase, after this card is destroyed by battle card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. So you could destroy itself, destroy 1 opponent, then bring it back. So it's destroy Phoenix Enforcer before destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Let's bring out that Neptus Sacred Flame, whose effect is, requires 2 or more monsters, including a ritual monster. When this card is in the extra monster zone, monster opponent controls cannot target Neptus monsters in the main monster zones for attacks. Gains effects based on the number of ritual monsters used to link summon. 1. Cannot be destroyed by battle. 2. Can be destroyed by card effects and gains 1200 attack, putting it at 3600. 3. Neither player can target this card with effects, also it gains another 1200 attack. Here's Big Bird. So you do this right, you get a 4800 beat stick that can't be destroyed by battle, can't be destroyed by card effects. Best bet? I don't know. Pray. Or bounce it. Alright, here we go. Gives you Ritual Sealing. That gives you Brush Fire Night. Let me look at all the rewards for these real quick. That gives you the card back. That gives you the thing. That gives you 200 gems. This one gives you... So I'm sorry. None of these rewards are really good. Like, they're not even like the Neptus cards. They're vaguely ritual associated. One is no rituals. I did not change my deck. However, I refuse to go down like a punk. Yep, this is still my Dolce deck. Destroy one card, so some defend surface after I say thee nay. I gotta take this deck seriously. Can't let them catch me slipping. I am getting some bummer draws. Yeah, get rid of that. Gonna set that one. And do phase as customer card effects in the graveyard. Most of your deck. Except Defender of Neptus. I don't want to destroy that by card effect. That would help my opponent. I could just draw a monster that I could summon. Before you know. God, really? This is the worst opener I've ever had. Gonna set that in defense mode. I'm gonna, I don't know, pray harder. Why'd you swing with the weakest one first? Neptus, Sacred Preserver. What do you do? Add one level 8 wing beast monster from deck to your hand. Then you can add one ritual spell from deck to the hand. Destroy one Neptus card this points to. I don't want you to do that. I don't like any of this. Jesus, really? Can I draw my Dolce card, please? Or a drawing card? Not what I meant. I think this is the worst hand I've ever had with this deck. This sucks. This is just my hand traps. That's another one. I'm tempted to use cross out just to thin out my own deck. Whatever. Deal with the opponent's cards later. Let's just Gravediggers that. Please. Thank God. I have a monster in my graveyard. I think I'm gonna be sick. This sucks. This is a travesty. This is a disaster. I'm embarrassed for my deck. I'm embarrassed for anyone that has to see this. This is painful. Finally. 12 cards. You. No. Yes. No. No. Maybe. No. Mr. Owl. Everyone else get the hell out of here. Activate Hook Kick. Banish the Blossom. Special Summon Messenger. Use Messenger effect. Get. Ticket. Activate. Ticket. Have no monsters in grave. Use Petting Sissor's effect. Summon. Use Petting Sissor's effect. Summon. Another Messin Gelato. Get Salon. Overextend play needlessly. Special summon. No special summon. No disassemble. Go into battle. Get this travesty over with. I forgot. I made my opponent take half damage. The nightmare is over. I'm so glad that hand didn't come up in an actual game. I would never live down the shame of whatever that was. Brush Fire Knight, Fire Monster, cool, whatever, never gonna use it. Moving on. Change deck. Pick random. Alright, got Arment, got Endymion, Rolonia, and Zorua. My opponent is playing a Ritual deck. There's Ellis. Cool, Majestic monster from your deck. Got an almost something active effect and just spell a trap. Turn on Trismegistus. Activate its effect. I want to special summon 3 Majestic monsters. Zorua. Rolonia. And Endymion. Use her effect. Let me add him just to spell a trap. Don't want Trismegistus. If I go Vritra. Maybe Vritra. Yes, Vritra. Alright. What's your on fields that I gotta worry about? Target Majestic control, with them just must from your extra deck. Nope. Target Majestic must your control, with them just must from your extra deck. Target face control is right. Did you draw one card? Plus a card by the deck. Nope. We're bringing out the biggin. Who matters if you come back to life? I guess I would use Rolonia because her effect already went off. And Endymion can equip Zorua with another card from the extra deck. There's my boy! Use your effect. Gain 1000 attack. Which means you're just bigger than everyone the opponent has. Go to monster item, just monster from your deck to your hand. Do that there. Activate your effect. Target Majestic monster from the extra deck. Pick you. Let's go with Artemis. And we use her effect to add a Majestic card to hand. What is Zorua? We'll summon Zorua. We haven't actually used your effect yet this turn. Target you. We're going to equip you with Potential material, special resistance. Affect my spell controls, negate its effects. Until the end of this turn. Favorites, you're still going to come back. That's not a quick effect, is it? Nope. You, in effect, when you're equipped. You do not. Let's go Valram. And you two can actually be used to make someone half useful. Which would be... Who's the bouncer? Sophia, you're the bouncer. There you go. I control an Exo-Sister, so I can special summon you. Your effect will not go off. Let's activate that. Let's get Zorua off. Bounce you up on out of here so you're not actually destroyed. Let's go Vritra. Doesn't really matter. Special summon. Let's go into Michaelis. That's my girl. Gonna use her effect, using Exo-Sister as material. Let's banish that unknown card just so I don't have to think about it. How much damage do I have on board? I have lethal. Sophia. Michaelis. And Zorua. Bomb. Boom. Also, if my opponent wasn't dead that turn, they could not use the effects of Synchros, Fusions, or Link monsters. Doesn't come up because my opponent's a ritual deck, but we're not going to think about that. It is irrelevant. Unlock that door. And yeah, let's keep it going. Knock out the Neptus gate. Lickety quick. Alright, not as strong of an opening. I could make an Exo-Sister. Could also make Baguska just to be safe. Which one is the searcher? Was it Gibby? Nope, not Gibby. It's not a Sophia. Kaspatel? Yes, it is. I'm going to set those two. Special summon. Kaspatel, who's the searcher, did an Exo-Sister monster to my hand. This is not going to be any nearly as much of a strong play before. Activate her effect just to cut off the graveyard, because I can. Remove Stella. Who do I want to add to hand? Draw one card. Yeah, let's add Sophia. I'll end my turn there. Fire King Island. Summon effects cannot be destroyed. See, summon up. I can activate card effects in the graveyard this turn. No. Turn effects magic controls negates effects this turn. No. Hold off for now. Onslaught. If opponent kills a monster, you control none. Special 1/1. Fire, Beast, Warrior, Beast, or Winged Beast from your deck. Its effects are negated and is destroyed during the end phase. That's a big chicken. Let's hit it now. Targeting you. Let's go into Michaelis. Activate your effect. Banish that big old chicken. I'll chain you into Vadis. Let's go Ellis and Stella. I may not have played that entirely right. Great fly. Oh no! He killed a nun! That godless machine. Pax. Hey, get out of here, chicken. Alright. Special summon if the other one is on the field or graveyard. The only one in my graveyard is Stella, so it's going to have to be Ellis. You can also just add an Exo-Sister card. I could turn that into a 1-drop Michaelis. No, I'll go with Ellis. Ellis goes to field. Summon you. Use your effect to draw 1 card. Gets me another Ellis. Could special summon her. Maybe not necessarily the right choice. But we can't live in the past. Activate her effect. Gonna banish that chicken. Get out of here, you freak. Use her effect. Detach. And detach Sophia. Yes, I do want Carpe Diem. I want that Fire King Island gone. What's your effect on your own? Nope, only matters if I summon a Majestic. I should have activated that card's effect. Activate! See you in hell! I'm a fool. He's activating stuff in the grave. Wait, he moved cards out of the grave. Does that mean I get to summon? Yes, I do. Now I can activate card effects on the grave this turn. You. For variety's sake, let's go with Gabrine. Clear one card name and get the activate effects of cards on the field with that name. What card do you have? Something Neptus. How did I spell that wrong? Nepthys. What don't I want you to do anything with? Let's go with Devotee. Don't know if any of that's gonna matter, but I did it. Da hell. Yep, wrong one. Oh no! Yeah, there's Devotee. This might matter. Nope. Well, this got harder. This appears to be a difficult situation. From hand or graveyard defense position. No, it doesn't. I know how to get out of this one. Activate your effect. You're going to equip yourself with you. And a graveyard in defense position. Yep. You link with Stella, so let's summon Stella. Alright, your effect's negated. So when you're there, get me some life points. Activate your effect to get me a Majestic monster. Yep, I want Crowley. Activate your effect. Send you to the graveyard. Summons Crowley. Special summon. Conflagrant Calamity. Bada boom! Activate your effect on summon. Equip you with Iwas. Activate the effect of Crowley in the graveyard. Equip you with her. You can't be destroyed by battle. That sucks. But I am bigger than you. So take that. And she's still in attack mode, because I'm a fool. Stop activating cards. Oh, they moved a card. Special summon. Let's put you in defense mode for safety's sake. Ephthy. I don't want you to do anything with that, just in case. And we activate your effect, so you can't activate the effects of cards in the graveyard. Goodbye, Sophiel. There's Sophia. Activate your effect. We're gonna add Relona. You add a Majestic spell at trap. Does Vritra help? Do I have any Majestic? I have a Zora in the grave, so I could make Rom. Does Rom help? Yes, it does. Summon, just kind of spell traps when we start with punch card effect. No, so it's not for hand. Yeah, Vritra. Activate Vritra. Vritra brings back you, Zora. Use Zora to equip Big Boy with Vram. And special summon options. Controls negates effects at the end of this turn. That would have also been a good option. Well, I'll make it happen anyway. Monster. Turn. Yep. Activate your effect. Turn off your effects. Now that you're able to die. Pop. See you in hell, fire chicken. Stop activating the effects of cards. Hey, Nibiru. Oh well. Good game over. That was a tragedy in 3 acts. But I got there nonetheless. Legacy pack tickets. Worse than gems. Not the best opener I ever had. Add a card from deck to hand. Special summon this card. Stella. Ba, ba, ba. Hit the packs. That's Sophia, because I need to search for more cards. Activate your effect. Summon you. Activate your effect. Draw a card. There's Crowley. Doesn't exactly help me right now. I don't want to use Michaelis right now. Yeah, Kaspatel will be fine. Why not? Activate your effect. Remove Sophia. I'm going to add Stella. Set you. Pass turn. And a prey. I'm fine with that. I should not have been fine with that. He's doing imp things. Should once prepare to special in your field. You can target what kind of field, destroy it. Now I'm going to stop you, you fiend. I say thee nay. Well, that's messed up. Let's swipe this board out real quick. Not going to read my opponent's card effects. Why can't I use your effect? Oh, I don't have 2 life points. I'm dying. Well, I cannot read. I'm legally blind. Opponent moves a card. Attempts to activate that. I counter by activating Stella's effect. Stella no longer exists to be the target. We summon Michaelis. Activate Michaelis' effect. Get you the hell out of here. And pray my opponent just whiffs their draw super hard. Alright, cool. I'm still in this. Banish you. Not banish, remove you. Nothing that involves paying life points. Carpe Divum. Got a Majestic card. What's the fusion's effect again? Can he equip himself? Makes the monster bigger. Or would Trismegistus be better and I go for the Synchro? Not Synchro, Xyz. I have Richer in hand. Trismegistus. Activate your effect. Special summon Crowley. Special summon you two. Yep. My brain's firing all cylinders. You should have been in defense mode. I'm an idiot. Give me Zorua. Activate your effect. Yeah, it's equipped to you. Your effect is search. Doesn't particularly matter. Add Endymion. Activate Vritra. Bring back Crowley. Now I'll special summon the big boy. The old Zorua. Salwodo. And you're going to equip yourself with... Give us the chops. Bounce opponent's monster, destroy the monster. Yeah, let's just make you bigger. Activate the effective Carpe Divum to destroy that. Swing over whatever the hell that thing was. Swing. Swing. I realize now by having Relona and... Actually, I know how to get out of this one. No, I'm an idiot. I locked myself out of the box. I'm a fool. I'm a goon. I can't stop this. He just needs a monster with 1,600 attack points to swing into Relona. Oh, thank God he doesn't have it. That would have been embarrassing. Instead, swing, bada bada. And it's just that easy. Kinda wonder if I should run Secret Village of the Spellcasters in this deck too. Might not be the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever was that Madolche opener I had. Alright, forgot. Gotta run through the final thing. Tell me the lore, lore teller. One day, disaster struck. Without a single warning, when a tremendous entity arrived in their land, the soldiers armed themselves for battle immediately. They had faith that all evil would bow to their god, and the standing priest at the time manifested the Phoenix God once again. Little did they know the bringer of ruin they faced had even greater power. The Phoenix God's strength was insufficient, and the desert land was left defenseless against this calamity. The only hope the people had to protect their home was a young girl who many believed had the potential to become the next priest. When they tried to appeal to their god again, there were no offerings, no music, no dancing. Only the whispers of the girl as she devoted herself to prayer while her homeland burned and crumbled around her. The god heard her genuine wish and answered to the cries of her heart. In the girl's soul dwelled a power so divine and unheard of in its intensity that she was able to awaken Neptus, the sacred flame. The crimson phoenix god descended, its flames of gold, and with one swoop of its wings, the fires ripping through the land disappeared. Once the catastrophe had settled, the god became a statue once more. A few months later, peace had returned to the people's homeland, and they were once again holding a ritual in honor of the great Neptus. Among the worshippers was the girl, who had been the sole ray of hope in the disaster. She seemed more mature now, and carried an air of one who was determined to be ready for whenever the next tragedy struck. She clasped her hands together and prayed for another day of peace and wellness. And that clears the worshippers of the Sacred Phoenix Gate. And that also will conclude this video. If you caught the stream, like Card Game and OP Gamer Fam did, thanks for that, by the way, and the follows too. Really appreciate that. Thanks for watching. If you're catching the replay, thanks for that too. Goodbye.